Hey folks, how y'all doing? Well, we got all the posts in the ground. There's 20 of them there for a 16 by 16 deck. Some people gonna say, boy, that's a lot of overkill. That's an awful lot of daggone posts. Well, it's the last deck I'm ever gonna build, and I don't want it going nowhere. So there. The delivery truck just got here. Dumped me off this load of lumber. This is going to cover everything except whatever kind of fancy stuff we do to put underneath the handrails or guardrails, you know, side rails, whatever. So we used our power auger that I got at Harbor Freight. It performed quite well. Ground was so hard. Oh my God, was the ground hard. We ended up having to, we cut down like 2 or 3 inches deep and then fill it with water. And wait a little while and then be able to get a few more inches. It was just terrible hard. And I mean, it was just polishing like concrete down in there. But we got it. And so tomorrow, we'll find out where the floor actually is in the house, and I'm going to build this up. I'm going to set this to where it's where my walk-on surface on the deck is 2 inches below the floor of the house. But nothing else to see here, but we'll be back tomorrow. This ends day 2. Well, how y'all doing? This is beginning of day 3, and it's time to do exploratory surgery on the house. We're going to cut a hole underneath them windows to try to locate the actual level of the floor, because we want the walking surface of the deck to be 2 inches below floor level of the house. We can't determine it out here until we can find where the floor is. So we're going to go right in there underneath those windows with a saw and just cut us an access hole. All we want to do today, as far as cutting a hole, is just to find where the floor, you know, the decking of the floor is. Once we find that, then we'll tape up a piece of garbage bag over it or something until we actually get the door in. Then we'll cut our roof open. Then we'll cut our opening for the door. So that's what's going to happen. I don't want to just let the camera run because, you know, it just goes on and on and on. Then I'll lose my memory card. Okay, you see those 2 marks right there? The top mark is the actual level. That is exactly where the floor is in the house. When I say floor, I mean the decking that is sitting on top of the floor joist. So that is floor level, and that is what measurement I go off of using when I go to set my door. My mark on the bottom there, that is 3 inches below the floor, the level of the floor. And when I lay my 1-inch deck boards on top of my joist, then that'll put them within 2 inches of the floor, and that's how much of a step I want. So what I did there is I just peeled the vinyl back, exposed the wall, took a skill saw and cut a small hole out to where I could find this stuff. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a water level where I can go around to all these posts and make a mark and show me precisely where I want the top edge of my floor joist to be. Let me show you how we make water level. You got to have some kind of container that you can see through, like in my case, I just went and bought a bottle of no-name cola that happened to be in a clear bottle. They didn't have any Diet Cola in a clear bottle, just this full strength. I don't know if I want to use it out here though, what with the sugar. drawing the flies and drawing the gnats and whatever. So I think, well, I'll just try to dispose of this somewhere, maybe down the sink drain. Then I'll try to put some colored water in it. Also, dadgum Lowe's, they piss me off. They no longer sell tubing cut to the length you want. Now, and I know why they did it, because most people will get, hey, give me 10 feet, give me 20 feet, whatever. So what they've started doing is saying, okay, we'll just put in 10 and 20 foot rolls and sell it that way, and we don't have to pay somebody labor to cut it for somebody. I understand. But when I'm wanting 35 feet to make me a water level, that pisses me off. And no, I didn't want to splice two 20-footers. So I went ahead and bought the 150-foot roll. I'll think of something to use 1/4 inch tubing for later. And I'll just pull me off every how much I need. We'll be back when I've got this thing assembled, okay? Okay, well, I was able to find a soda bottle that I'd already used that was clear. So we put some green food colored in there, and we let the 1/4 inch plastic tubing fill up with fluid. Then what we did is put a screw up there on that post and hung that jug to where the water level in the jug was the same as my floor joist, or thereabouts. Okay, this is a weird angle that I'm looking at. If I got lower down, you'd see that it's right at it. But anyway, what we did then is we took that little tubing and we went around to every post, and where the, thank you, come on, focus, there we go. You can see where the water level is right on that mark, and that's what it is on every single post out here. And all we did is just take that tubing, because water finds its own level. Thank you, Dan. We took that and we marked every post out here that way. So let's see if I can find another. I'm done there, Daniel. So see, there's a mark right there. Well, that mark's exactly level with all the rest of them. And that's how we have made our marks on every post for where our top edge of our floor joist is going to be. And hopefully, if we did it properly, it will be perfectly level. Well, alrighty then. This is the end of day 4. Got quite a bit done. This morning there was nothing but the post out here, and we got all the floor joist on it, and we got all the deck boards except where I got to trim around the post. So tomorrow steps and handrails and guardrails and whatever, and everybody's looking forward to it. Looking forward to taking that double window out and putting in the French doors that open outwards instead of inwards. So now let's keep in mind, I'm almost 61 years old. My son-in-law, he's in fine shape. He's only 34, soon to be 35. And we can only do so much in a day because we have a 23-month-old to take care of. So that's day 4, folks. And hopefully look a lot different. Of course, tomorrow I got to do it all by myself because son-in-law, he's got to work, and they'll be gone for the weekend. So old PawPaw will be working on it by himself for a few days. We'll see if I can accomplish anything. All right. Well, we'll check back with you in a little bit when it's day 5. How y'all doing? PawPaw again. This is day 5 of the deck build. People going crazy, sending me emails and messages. Pawpaw, you all right? You all right? We ain't heard from you in almost a week. You okay? Have you turned to poop and the hogs ate you? What? You all right? Phew, I don't know if I'm all right or not. Whew. I'm hotter than a whore in church. Damn. Oh, we've had a nice week. Monday through Thursday was nice. It was overcast. Didn't get real hot. But today I'm having to work by myself. My son-in-law is gone. He works Friday through Sunday, so he's not here to help me today. And with the baby grandchild, he's in a daycare today, and my grandson is in 3rd grade. Yeah, he's almost 9-year-old. So he's in school today. This is Friday, and about all we got left is the handrails, around the deck, and the steps. Well, I figure that if I'm gonna have to calculate something, best time to calculate it's when my darling grandsons aren't around, distracting me. Now, if you've never laid out steps, it's not real hard to do. It is a little tedious. You gotta do a little calculating. But if you can remember the number 25, and you can understand the difference between rise and run. If you rise, you lift up. If you run, you go forth, right? So, on steps, you have a rise, and then you have a run. If 2 times the rise plus the run equals 25, that is technically supposed to be a perfect set of steps. I got off on 1 mark, so I ended up having to do mine a rise of 7 1/4 inches versus 7, because 2 times 7 would be 14 and 11 would be 25. And I wanted to work with 11 because I am using these 5/4 inch deck boards here that actually measure a full inch thick. And so they're 5 1/2 inches wide. Stick 2 of them together, it's 11 inches. So I wanted to have an 11-inch run. That is the front edge of the step to the back edge of the step. So that meant in a perfect world, I would rise 7 inches. Well, I'm rising 7 1/4, but that's okay. The government ain't here to give me any crap, so we're all right. But if you can look over my shoulder back there, you can see one of the stringers that I cut. And I got 2 more just like it. I wanted to show them before I actually got the steps all covered up. But it's not real difficult. I like for my top step to be even with the floor. That makes it really easy for me to attach my stringer. That's what that thing's called. Makes it really easy to attach my stringer to the deck, because you got your horizontal surface for your step. Throw the framing square on it and cut a perfect 90. And then that 90 will slap right up against the header around the deck, right up against it. You can shoot screws in the back of it, and it's attached. And then lay your planks on top, you're good to go. Anyway, I just want to take a break. This is what's behind me is, even though this is day 5, me and my son-in-law probably have only put in an honest 1 3/4 days of work, because it's just so much you can do with the little ones. But I ain't punching no clock. I ain't got nowhere to be. So I'll show you the steps after I get them done, but I thought I'd expose that stringer or show it to you right quick before I did anything else. Like have a cold beer. God, I need a cold beer. It's hot out here.
Actually, we don't have to do that. Can I have half of it? She likes it. Okay. I'll take this one. Okay, because Bella likes to have it. Okay. And whenever Bella does a good job, I'll give her some. Bella. Bella. Sit. 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 Sit on your bottom.
Well, they brought us the door, and my son-in-law's up there pulling staples out from around the windows. You think I'm doing it cheap? This is Southern Homes built this double wide, and instead of screws to attach the windows, hell, they just use staples. There's a $608 door I bought, not counting hardware. And so we're going to get these windows out. Fortunately, the design of this house called for an option right there of sliding glass doors, and just so happens to work out that the opening as far as left to right is perfect to set that door in. So we're not going to have to replace vertical studs, but we are going to have to cut up there. If let's see, I don't know if I can get to it or not. Let's see here. Where'd he go? Try this again. All right, where the two windows are in this mobile home, it's perfect width for the new door we bought. This is the French door, not a patio door, but this is a French door. Both doors will open out instead of opening inside the home. I bought it to open out. Got it where you still good. And of course, this is 7-foot sidewalls. So let's see. You see a pencil mark right there? That's how high the opening has to be cut to allow this door to fit in there. So we're getting there, little by little. For the handrails, I took a deck board, laid it flat on top, and then I went with a pressure treated 2x4 underneath it on edge. Gives it kind of a neat look. Alright. Well, gotta get back at it. He's gonna think I ignored him. Well, I picked up a 3" by 3" piece of angle iron. It's gonna reach the full width across those windows. I got really lucky on the layout and the size of all this. That rough opening up there, from stud to stud on the outside of the windows, is 2 1/4 inches wider than my door frame. And these deck boards that I've got laying around here are 1 inch thick. So I'm gonna go up there, we're gonna cut our opening out, we're gonna put these deck boards vertical and set this angle iron right on top of them. So I'm looking forward to getting that done. So we'll be back with you as we get more done. Well, I'm waiting on my son-in-law to get back from delivering my grandson to his other grandmother. We're gonna get out here and trim out the door today, and start making everything look pretty. But there's what we got done so far, folks. We've got a deck, got top handrails, we got the door in. I've got J-channel laying up there on top of the house to use around the door for the vinyl. And I've got some 1/2 inch square steel tubing to use to make little balusters and stuff up underneath the handrail, so the little ones won't fall off the deck. So that's where we're at on that. We'll follow her up.